Well, my dear listeners, we meet each other again. How are you? I know you won't reply, but how are you? I hope everyone is doing great. I hope you're having the time of your life. If your life is giving you lemon, actually, just make a lemonade out of it. You got it. I just know you got it because look how far you came. And you didn't give up? Yeah, keep going that way. You rock it. Today, the episode will be more serious, I guess, and I feel like it because this is something I'm currently struggling with, and it is the fact that sometimes I don't know the answer, and it's frustrating, but in fact, it is okay to not know the answer. One thing about the video podcast format is since I'm used to the audio format most of the time, I note down my idea on my phone, on my iPad, just to, look at it from time to time. And for this topic, I took the time to write everything down because when I was training myself to actually speak, to make sure I don't forget my words, I realized that the subject that I wanted to talk about is deeper. And without further ado, let's go with not knowing the answer is completely okay. I have a work aside trying to be a podcaster, and I wouldn't even consider myself as a podcaster yet. Maybe in the making, but for now, my job is what pays my rent, make my parents and family proud, and make me actually able to afford what I want for myself. But sometimes my passion, which is podcast, but also I want to be a model. And sometimes there is a conflict in my head. There are voices in my head which are currently fighting without I forgot my words, I'm sorry for that, but there are all voices in my head fighting with, oh, my job is good, it is paying my rent, I can afford what I can for myself now, and I can save for the future. And there is another voice telling me, you can be a podcaster and a model. People go from zero and make it to the top. You just have to believe in yourself, and you just have to be dedicated. You just have to just get into it, fight, struggle, be smart about what you do, about what you post, where you post, the timing and everything. And yeah, and it is hard most of the time to go to my work because 40 hours per week can be a lot, especially with what I'm doing in life. But I'm lucky because some people do like 40 hours per week job, but they don't like what they do. I genuinely like what I'm doing because this is what I did when I was an apprentice at uni, and I'm just currently pursuing my dream job, if I can quote it like that, and it is going great. But there is always a conflict about my dreams and my goals for the future. It is hard to say, and it is sad to realize that sometimes you gotta sacrifice your dreams and goals and put what makes you happy but not the happiest in the front, because you have to save, because you have to go from somewhere. Someone like me, I don't want to go from a base zero, from a zero ground. I want to go with a solid base, be able to sign up maybe for agencies, be able to have money to rent studios, to buy material to film at my place, to just produce quality content to make people interested in what I'm doing. So I don't want to go from ground zero. But most of the time, I would say every 2 months, I would say, a seasonal depression and questioning phase where I wake up in the morning, I'm like, is it worth it? Is this what I want to do on the long run? Is this what I aspire to be? Is this who I want to be? What if I have kids? What will I tell them? Is this like my passion? Is this like the life I imagined? There are so many questions. And when I look down at my notes and what I wrote down, I realized that I want to try a lot of things. I want to try a lot of different things, and I'm scared. I'm terrified, and I'm being open right now. Doing podcast video format is terrifying for me because I am somehow right now an open book. I don't give all the information about myself, but I am still somehow an open book that gives you some information that you can read, that you can see. And I might be an ambivert person, so a common ground between extrovert and introvert, but I tend to be more introvert. I like sometimes to keep it private, even though I talk a lot, which can be like controversial, but this is scary. And I know that you might go to work and be like, I don't want to do this. This is not my passion. This is not what I wanted to do. And it's okay to take it from zero. Sometimes take a fresh start and prioritize what you need. Prioritize what you want to do and who you want to be. Because when I think about it, I know for a fact that sometimes my work is so stressful that in a single day, I can ask myself 50 times, what the fuck am I doing here?
What the fuck?
Is this the right thing to do? And I'm like, is this the right thing to do? Is this the place I want to be? It is so complicated because at that time you are just conflicted with your own self. You're having a battle, you're fighting, but you're not fighting someone else. You're fighting your own self because you are in the middle of, I have to be rational, but also I just have one life. And this is what I'm struggling with most of the time. But I am well surrounded, and for now, I am on both ground. The third ground that will be modeling will come with time. I pray every day for it. But for now, I think I'm on both ground, and I'm able for now, and I hope it will still be the case on the long run. I am able to, mix it up. So I know that when I leave work, work is done. When I go home, it's Carl. I can edit my video, I can play the PlayStation, I can do online parties with my friend, and things are going great so far. And I can balance that life. But if things are going great with my podcast, I think I will prioritize it because this is actually what I want to do on the long run. Yeah. I like to be able to express myself, to make people hear my voice, to make people feel like, hey, we can relate. We can sit back and just listen to him and feel like we are seen, we are listening. This is an open book and we can read through the lines to find ourselves. Because I just wanted someone to be like that for me so bad in the past. But unfortunately, and also fortunately, I would say, I didn't. And it made me able to build the character that I've built for now. And if you want my opinion about these, not knowing the answer is not a problem. It's on the opposite, okay? You have to, do 5 things essentially that I took the time to write down. You have to be okay with embracing uncertainty to the to the point that you realize that life is full of ups and downs, life is full of questions, and embracing the unknown can help you go to these to this. The personal growth can be insane, it can be crazy. The second point is do some self exploration. Not knowing the direction of your life allows you to actually be free in the way that you can explore many things at the same time. So you can go to dance, you can go to the music, you can do gym, you can try to be an accountant if that's what you like or not. You can try to be a real estate agent, you can be a marketing agent. There is a lot of possibilities. So sometimes it gives you freedom. The third point might be seek authenticity and fulfillment. Be your own person. And to quote a video I saw from TikTok, be who you are for your pride.
Be who you are. For I am proud.
Be true to yourself. Be your own self. Be your own person. Don't try to be like someone else or to look at someone else and be like, hey, I want to be like them just because you don't know where you're going. That might lead you to the wrong path. You might actually face a dead end because you just wanted to look like the person when you don't know if the person has a goal or a vision over the 10 upcoming years. So what's the point of it? Nothing. Be your own person. Be authentic, because that's the key actually. Beyonce said and sang unique for a reason. And if I quote Beyonce, it is real. It is real because Beyonce can do no wrong. And the last point might be redefine success. I put the blame on society most of the time because society is wrong, but society put a pressure on us by defining success in its own way. But you, how do you define success? What are your terms? What are your conditions? Redefine success according to you. Redefine success according to the vision that you have of it, not based on the vision of your parents, your family, your friends, and whatever. Yeah, it's true that they're here to guide you in the best way, but what do you want as a person? What is success for you? That are the main questions you have to ask yourself. So be okay with the fact that you don't know the answer. I know it's scary. You might be like, where am I going? Am I going to a dead end? But if you don't try, and sometimes if you don't know the answer, what makes you able to discover new things? Or what makes you able to feel like, oof, I want to try this? Because that's how I started with my actual job. I started as an apprentice in that field because the field that I was sure that I wanted was not the right one for me. I did 7 years at uni. I started with political sciences, then business administration, then financial market, then business development, and then project management. So, some have a common ground and some don't. But thanks to the fact that I was constantly asking questions to myself, I was able to do digging, I was able to explore, I was able to do researches and bring out the best I could. And it's also okay to be like, I'm tired. I did the best I could. It's okay. Not every time, but sometimes the smallest victories are worthy to be celebrated. And actually, they're all worthy to be celebrated no matter how small they are. Because if you're not kind with yourself like that, especially when you don't know the answer, nobody else will be, and it will crush you more and more. Anyway, I would like to thank you for your time and thank you for listening to me. As usual, I will put the social media of the channel in the video. Make sure you subscribe, and thank you very much for your time, guys. Bye, everyone. Everything has to come to an end. And the topic is, it's okay to let go and move on. Why is it important to let go and move on?